Subscribers and honoured guests. So, welcome back to part 2 of my recent pickups videos, and this time I am starting with a bunch of Xbox One titles that I've got. The first one is Mafia 3. I really enjoyed Mafia 2 on the Xbox 360, although it was quite linear and there wasn't really much to do in the open world. 2K have fixed that with Mafia 3. There's a ton of side things to do and loads of collectibles, so if you're into that sort of gameplay, then it's a really good open world crime game. The graphics are good, there's a few glitches from time to time, but nothing too serious. I would recommend it. Next we have Forza Horizon 3, which I'm still in the process of playing through. It's a huge game, so I recommend taking your time playing everything that it has to offer. Yeah, it's visually fantastic, the handling is great, awesome soundtrack, basically everything is pretty much spot on. It's quite similar to Horizon 2 really, except the shift over to Australia gives you some new environments to explore, but if you're a fan of the Horizon spin-offs, then this is most definitely worth adding to your Xbox One library. Then we have Gears of War 4. I loved the original Gears of War trilogy, which doesn't include Judgment. I didn't really like that at all. This new edition is very good, especially Horde 3.0. That's well worth picking the game up for alone, if you ask me. But the single player campaign ends a bit abruptly and overall isn't as good as Gears of War 3. I think that's still the benchmark game in the series so far. If you've never played a Gears game before, then this game really is a bargain, because as you can see there, you get Gears 1, 2, 3 and Judgment as backwards compatible downloads as part of the purchase. So that really is amazing value for money, and the cat is getting in the way now. I'm trying to get the cat to move. Right. Sorry, kitty. Next we have the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition, which has been completely overhauled from a graphics perspective. There's God rays, there's volumetric lighting and fog, dynamic depth of field. Basically it looks stunning compared to the old version of the game, and loading seems to be much faster as well. And the other major addition is that you can now play mods on the Xbox One and the PS4. There's some amazing mods out there, including a version of Marvin the Paranoid Android and a ton of other stuff that's well worth having a look at. So even though I've completed Skyrim twice already and spent well over 100 hours doing so, I'm right back in there playing it yet again. So that is a really great game. And now we're on to PS4 stuff. To start with, we have Dragon Quest Builders, which is like a hybrid of a Dragon Quest game and Minecraft, and it works really well. I haven't got too far into it yet. I've kind of been busy with the Xbox stuff, so I haven't really got into the meat of the game, but I have really enjoyed what I've played so far. Next, No Man's Sky. Of course, there was a ton of hype and expectations over this game. I personally feel that it did deliver what I was expecting from it, and although I'm not really playing it that much at the moment, I'm holding on to it in case there's some patches released in the future that add new stuff. I would like to pick it up again, maybe over the Christmas holidays when I've got more time, and try and get to the centre of the galaxy. But no, it is a very relaxing game that I've put quite a lot of hours into already. So I do feel like I've got my money's worth with that. Next, Pinball Arcade Season 2. This has got another 20 tables, as it says on the front, although that's a bit misleading because they count Tales of the Arabian Nights amongst the 20, and that was also in the first season, so it's not really a new table at all. The highlights of this pack include the Terminator 2 table. Champion Pub is a good one as well. Yeah, not quite as good as Season 1, but there's still some really solid pinball tables included, so for about 15 quid it's well worth picking up. Next we have Dungeons 2. If you played Dungeon Keeper back in the day, which is another Bullfrog Peter Molyneux developed game, then Dungeons 2 will really put a smile on your face. It's the closest thing to a modern day Dungeon Keeper game that I have found thus far. There was an official Dungeon Keeper mobile game, but it was terrible. This pretty much plays like the games of old, except you can go out onto the overworld and fight the forces of good that way as well as just setting traps in the dungeon. So next we have Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness. I've not got into this very much yet. It's another RPG, of course, which is why it's in my collection. I haven't heard great things about it, but I have enjoyed all the previous Star Ocean games, including the one that supposedly wasn't very good, which was Star Ocean 4. So I'm willing to give this the benefit of the doubt and find out for myself if this is good or not. Moving on. Odin Sphere Life Thrasir. This I have spent I've played through the first few chapters and it's utterly gorgeous, controls really well, it's quite deep as well with the cooking systems and stuff like that. If you never played it on the PS2, then it's well worth playing on the PS4 or the Vita. So that's that one. And finally, another RPG called Grand Kingdom. Grand Kingdom. This one I took a bit of a chance on. I hadn't really heard of it, but then I heard the guys from the Axe of the Blood God podcast talking about it. It's a tactical RPG, but it's quite unique really in its presentation and gameplay. It was released by NES America in a deluxe box, which I've got stored somewhere. And it's another very solid, very long game, so it's not one that I've put too much time into yet, but like everything else I plan to spend more time with it eventually. So that's the lot for the last few months. Quite a lot to show you there, and of course there'll be more between now and the end of the year, but I'm glad that I've finally been able to catch up with that, so now I can put all the games away on my shelves rather than just sort of having them in a big pile, so I can remember them to remember to make a video about them. So I hope to get another video up pretty soon, but in the meantime, take care.